Hey guys, let me know if you can see this. All I have on my screen is like a blank screen, which is, I guess that's fine. Um, I wanted to give you a sneak peek of what I'm going to be doing for the next couple of months. And Monday, I so big back picture, go back like a couple weeks. I've been asked quite a bit about um what how to get practice projects. And again, I have a black screen, so if you're watching this, just let me know in the comments that you can see something because I can't see myself, which is actually probably good. So yeah, you should be able to see something on my screen. But basically, a lot of people have asked, "Hey, how do I get my first project, or how do I get any kind of project?" And it can be really tough when you're first starting out because it's just hard, like, especially if you don't live in a big city with like LA or New York or wherever you're at, it could be completely different country. It's hard to find like the very first project that will kind of get you something to show. Like, here's what I can do. So I have kind of kept my eye on what other people do, and um, there's like at least one person that I think has licensed short films and is selling them on their site. Okay, yes, can see and hear you. Answer your screen. That's totally fine. Good. It's actually better if I can't see myself because then I'm not like, do I look weird? Do I have like a zit on my nose? And yeah, so it's good. Anyways, so how do you get your first project? How do you practice when like you don't know anybody? Besides going on like Upwork or it used to be Craigslist, you could find gigs on Craigslist, Facebook groups. And like I said, I've seen like one person, a influencer, I guess you'd want to call him, which I don't count myself as that. Like, I'm literally just trying to share some stuff that I know, and help like the next generation of people. Like, that's why my videos kind of look shitty, and I don't really care about like purple LED lights and this kind of thumbnail, that stuff. Anyways, this other person is selling practice productions. Really great idea, I thought. People can browse these films and pick one and download them. But like for me to do that, I would have to license that or have some kind of agreement with the person. And how do I know like the film is going to have what people want to practice doing, which tends to not be two people sitting on a couch in an apartment talking for 17 minutes. It tends to be like, let's have some outdoor locations and some action going on. And, you have to practice dialogue editing. That's very important. So, dialogue editing, but, something that's a little more than just the standard, mumblecore, like people just talking about their emotions for 10 to 15 minutes. So, I got this plan in my head. I'm going to write a script, and I'm going to take my camera, and I'm going to find a couple people to help me make a short film just for you guys to practice audio post production, and that is what we're going to be using for for the next couple of months. I'm going to be doing live streams, probably mostly live streams for classes, and we're going to go from opening an AAF all the way to finalizing a 5.1 mix. If you don't have 5.1, you can do it in stereo. It's fine, but we are going to do it in both. So the cool thing is, I made this film, and it's all mine. And I was able to write the script with like, hey, let's have some outdoor dialogue where you can hear all the cuts. Like, that'll be fun to fix. Let's have some vehicles. So I'll just show you. This is all in one window, so the video is pretty small. So you've got a lake scene with some dialogue. There's a little sound design moment here with the fisheye lens. You've got some running. You've got a vehicle chase with a four-stroke motorcycle and a Chevy Avalanche. These guys like went off road with them, and we got some good shots in the gravel. There's a like thrillery, tense part of this where this guy is hunting through the woods for this guy that ran away from him, and then we've got a little dialogue here, little western shot, some hand-to-hand combat. This is a I'm not gonna spoil the end, because it's like it's silly. I didn't go into this thinking like this is my magnum opus, like this is gonna put me on the map as a director. It's literally an exercise for audio post-production. I do have a countdown. I've got the time code burn on the upper right-hand corner. But yeah, spared no expense. This was a low budget. It spared every expense, really. Low budget production. Um, and it was shot in one day. It was like 4.25 pages, 5 pages long. It's about 6 minutes total runtime. Production audio, we've got a boom, 2 lavs. Obviously, there's like wide shots and there's close-ups, so it's going to go from like a totally unusable boom to nice boom. The boom op wasn't very experienced, which is also great because then you guys get to practice with that. So it was fun. It was a fun day. It was nice to be outside. And I think it's going to be a really good opportunity for you guys to practice, everything from dialogue editing to sound effects editing, and just have something that you can put this on a reel. Like you can see there's not a crap ton of watermarks on it. There's no watermarks. It's got a rec time code and that's it. So this is going to be for you to use. You can put it online. You can use it for your reel. You can send it to people. Hey, here's what I did. And we're going to be using this for the class to go through step by step. And it is going to take a while, even though it's only 6 minutes long. Like, we're going to go through every detail. And all we have to start with is the production sound. There's no temp sound effects, no temp music. So it's literally a blank canvas for us to learn together on audio post production. So just going to look through the comments real quick. When is the class? I think I'm going to start it next week. I have to look into scheduling a live stream so that people can kind of have a little bit of time to plan for it. But going off of the YouTube analytics of like when people are online, generally like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at around 8 a.m. Pacific time, which is Los Angeles, Portland time. That tends to be when the most people are already online. And to give people the best chance of catching it live, I think that makes sense, even though it's kind of an odd time, like people work and everything. But for whatever reason, maybe it's because of what time it is on the other side of the planet. 8 a.m. tends Pacific time, Pacific US time tends to be like that's when everybody's online. So I'm thinking I'll start it next week, either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. I will put like a community post. There's like the YouTube community where you can see comments and stuff, and I'll try to schedule the live stream. I might also send out an email. I do have an email list that I haven't done anything with for a long time, so I think it makes sense to give people like a couple days notice. But yeah, you'll be able to watch and follow along. You'll also be able to download this film. It's actually live on my website right now. So let me see if I can drop a comment. It's on the shop tab. I just uploaded this now, and I had to like kind of I had to where is it? Oh, is this a cached? This might be oh, there it is. Family heirloom practice project. I had to like crunch the AAF a little bit to get it to where it was a manageable. Let me see if I can tell me if you can see this link. I had to like crunch the AAF down from 10-second to 5-second handles, which isn't great for dialogue editing, to get it to where it was like not super, a super huge file to download. But if you wanted to, you could just look at the product on my site. You don't have to have this to do the class. Like, you can literally just watch and take notes, or not take notes and just absorb. It's going to be totally free to watch. The way I think I'm going to have to do questions and comments in order to just make it worth the hours that I'm going to be putting into it is like super chats. I will be able to answer in depth. Member questions, comments, I'll be able to answer somewhat in depth. But the super chats are probably going to be the way that I like charge for the class. Like if you have a burning question, drop a super chat and I'll be like, bam, right there. I need to answer that question. Um, will it be possible to take this class out of sync? Yes, the live streams will be like, posted afterwards, so you don't have to be there in the morning. And yeah, so you won't get the benefit of like live questions, but you should be able to see the chat and see what other people have asked. Um, and I'm going to go through stuff like linearly, starting from opening this AAF, like pretending like, oh, I got this from an editor. I did a terrible editor, which is me. Um, but I'll go through like how to open it up. And this AAF is super light. I did that so that you guys could download it, and also so that it's a blank canvas. There's no temp score. There's no temp sound effects. It's like the editor has trusted you and said, "Here's this, make it sing," and it's gonna be cool. I will score it at some point. The way I like to score stuff is not just blanket it with music. I like to have it in specific times because having sequences with no music and just sound effects can be really cool. That's like the most fun you'll have as a sound designer. But I'll probably do like a lot of people don't care about scoring, so if that class doesn't interest you, just like don't worry about it. It's just if I'm gonna do the work, I might as well share it because I'm putting the time into it and that you guys can benefit from that instead of me doing it, like hiding it and then being like, oh, here's the music. It's gonna be like, we're gonna spot this and we're gonna drop cue markers or cue regions and we're gonna go. I might like stop and say like, okay, well, here's the skeleton for the cue. Uh, it's gonna take me like 3 hours to do, so I'll see you in 3 hours or I'll see you next week. But I'm not going to rush the process. It's going to be you guys along with me for hopefully all of it. If I get bogged down with something where it's like I really just need to focus on this, I'll probably do like a section and then be like, this is your homework. Take this the rest of the way, and we can compare stuff when we're done. So, Danish Khan says, please list some resources for learning. Uh, The Art of Dialogue Editing for Motion Pictures by John Purcell is great. Definitely get that one. And then there's like forums where the old dogs hang out. The Avid Duck User Conference, I think, was the original back when it was DigiDesign. And then Gearspace, which used to be called Gear Sluts. Those are good forums to check out for like where real professionals tend to hang out. And forums are kind of dying, so a lot of that's moved to Facebook, but everybody's an expert now, so you have to also kind of take the input with like a grain of salt because you know you don't know if you're gonna trust somebody. So yeah, this is what I'm planning to use for the next couple of probably months. And like I said, this is on my website if you want to check it out. Don't feel like you need to buy it. It's literally just up there as like I need something to use, and if it helps you guys and it can also help me continue to like do the class and do videos, then great. Here's a practice project for you that I made specifically for you guys. And feel free to check it out or don't. You can just follow along when I start the class. So I'll try to have a enough lead time, like 2-3 days. You think that's enough? Should it be a week? What do you guys think? Will the everything bundle now contain the family heirloom practice session? No, I'm not going to do that. This is kind of a special, separate thing that not everybody's going to be interested in. I figure if you're watching my channel, you probably are already doing some work. But if you're not, then this is a nice practice session for you. Uh, but people they probably will have their own projects that they can use the class on, which is great. But I think I might also, when I'm done with this and I have this short film mixed and finished, I might put my whole session on my site. Uh, I'll probably have to condense that pretty small. Shoot, how would I do that? Because that's gonna be it's gonna be yeah, I don't know. I might not be able to do that because it's gonna be big enough to where it would cause some server issues. It would be over a gig. Um, yeah, I'm not sure about that. I might end up maybe I could do, like, the 5.1 mix of it. That would be I mean, that's still gonna be, like, a gig or 2. But I'll figure that out. It's gonna be weeks before I get to that. It's gonna take me longer to get through this because I'm gonna be using it for the class. So, if I was budgeting, like, money for this, like, if somebody's like, "Here's a 6-minute film, how much would it cost?" I would be like, "Oh, I could probably do the sound effects in a day, and I could do the dialogue in a day, so and then the mix in a day, so 3 days." But since I'm gonna be teaching while I do it and answering questions, I would guess that it takes me, like, 2 months if I do 1 class a week. Um, but I could also split it up. If you guys think it's worth dragging the classes out and having, like, 3 classes on just the dialogue, I could do that. That way they're, like, shorter, like, maybe an hour-long class. And I might also record some ADR for this. The production sounds okay, but just to show you, like, well, here's how you record it. Um, here's how you record ADR, here's how you edit it, get it to match EQ. That's a huge question that's come up because I don't have a lot of content on that. So, any more questions I can answer about kind of my plans for this? Hmm. Yeah, there's like the car stuff is gonna take a while. The fight, the action sequences are short. They're like 30 seconds to a minute long, but it's like a 6-minute film, and probably there's a minute 20 there. There's 24 seconds there. So that's already 140. That's gonna be sound design. That's gonna be so it's like a third of the movie is action. So it's not a slow there's dialogue, but it's not um yeah, it's not a necessarily a talkie. What plugins do I plan to use? I'll probably use the ones that I normally do, but I could be convinced to just use stock Pro Tools plugins. If you guys have any thoughts on that, let me know. I like using simple plugins. I'm not a big plugin miser where I buy plugins all the time, but I like FabFilter. I like Cedar. Um, Other than that, like the stock Avid ones tend to be fine. There's an upmixer I like, but since I'll be scoring this myself, I can just output the stems and make a 5-1 mix from stereo stems. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. Uh, Never get purple. Yeah, I'm not gonna do purple LED lights. I actually built the studio myself, so I was thinking about that. Like, oh, I could treat this like a spare bedroom and put like pink and purple LED lights and have everything look all crisp and professional and have neon in the background. And it's like, nope, I put track lighting in, like what's in most studios. Um, and I'll probably use my GH5 for the stream just so it looks better than this crappy $20 web camera. But yeah, I mean, I always wear a white t-shirt. I'm wearing shorts right now, and I'll probably keep that because it's just less to think about. Uh, but that's on a tangent. So yeah, this is the film I'm gonna use. It's 6 minutes long. The guys who helped me make it were amazing. They were like down for working hard and like choreographing the fight themselves and like riding a motorcycle on a dirt road, whipping around corners. So I did get car sick filming from the back of a truck, looking back on a bumpy road, and so that was interesting because I get motion sick pretty easy. Um, yeah, please do a video on how to set up an audio studio at home on your own with some normal or cheap stuff. I could do that. Yeah, that'd probably be less of a stream and more of like, here's some stuff to get and here's how to calibrate it. Calibrating is the most important thing, and then some kind of acoustic treatment because smaller rooms are usually pretty bad. So it's been about 20 minutes. I think that's all I'm gonna talk about for now, but there's a link in the chat. I'll probably put that link in the video description too, just so you guys can check out the like screenshots and stuff of the film. If any of you get it and there's any kind of problems with downloading or opening it, please let me know. You guys are my guinea pigs. And I want to make sure, like, I'm kind of new to selling stuff online and especially downloadable stuff. I'm not sure, like, because the file size, if there's going to be issues with that. So yeah, it's if there's any problems, just send me a comment. You can send me an email. I think I have my email listed on the website, and I will take care of it. I do not want people to be pissed off and feel like I took their money and ran. So yeah, I'm not going to do that to you guys. So yeah, I will. Can we practice mixing 5.1 on headphones? No, you can't. I mean, you can't even really do stereo mixing on headphones because it doesn't work. Stuff's going to be too all over the place. You have to have monitors. Yeah, so that's it. I'm going to sign off. I will see you guys soon, probably next week at some point. I will schedule the class and everything and try to send out some kind of communication about that. And hopefully I will see you guys then. So have a good rest of your week. It's Wednesday. Have a good weekend and keep your faders flying.